These must be the sounding charts from Magnus's notebook. I need to find those numbers and the locator compass you mentioned. Only Dagny and Magnus have radio keys, apparently. This radio looks new, but the key's missing. Magnus's notebook mentioned this. The 4 chart numbers must add up to 86.
So, you've come back.
Is there anything more you haven't told me about Magnus?
No. Guess you'll have to leave now.
Elizabeth, I'm trying my hardest to find Magnus, but I have to admit I can't do it without you. I need your help, Elizabeth. I need to know what you know.
He is quiet, thoughtful, keenly obsessive. First over his dog, then over his writing, then over me, then over the ship.
Why would someone like him be hunting for gold in the first place?
He has certain intentions with the treasure.
Which were?
A boat of his own. He desperately wants to leave town. Leave Eastland.
I thought he was a captain already.
Oh, he is. But for wealthy people. Private clients. Never his own boat. Never his own destination. He dreams of living like the old captains. Sailing wherever the wind takes him.
I see. So the treasure would allow him to fulfill that dream.
Here, have this. Magnus left it at my place. After we broke up, he called me looking for it. But I hid it. It looks like it might be the key to open some kind of box. But I've never seen any box like that before. I don't know why I kept it for myself. Maybe I wanted to see whatever it was he saw in this hunk of driftwood.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm going to get to the bottom of this mess. Later.
Bye.
Hey, girl!
I actually do have a name, you know. It's Nancy.
Get your little lady bones into the prep area and get some torremotter orders ready. It's all hands on deck for the lunch rush at the Misty Skip.
I'm a sleuth, not a chef. Are you sure you want me back there handling the sharp stuff?
You're eating and lodging here for free, just like me. So it's only fair to get some good work out of you.
Well, might as well take a stab at it.
Speak up now.
Soren told me about your boat crash.
He will pay for a wagging tongue.
Who told me isn't important.
Oh, my little fisker, but it is. Soren is not one of us. He is an outsider. Born 10 miles away, a stranger.
10 miles away, and he's a stranger forever? Well, that seems unfair to Soren.
Unfair means nothing. You think because a culture is unfair, it will change for you? That is not the world. That is not Skipbrot.
How do you know Elizabeth?
I've known her since she was a negative pre-glimmer in her puppy's eye. Always had the local boys terrified, that one. She knows what she wants and heads for it straight as an arrow. Young men, not so good with a woman like that.
I can see how she might be intimidating, but her heart's in the right place.
Aye, but right now, she wants revenge on Magnus. Angrier than a bull seal on a full moon. Still, she lets me sleep and eat her, so that's worth something.
Did you know about her and Magnus?
We all did, my fisker.
From the sound of things, it didn't end very well, unfortunately.
Magnus is good with waves, bad with women. No skills to speak of. He is, how do you say it? A runner. He runs.
Ouch. I'm glad he's not here to hear that.
I was bitten by a shark once. Now I can only speak the truth.
Oh, I didn't know that was a side effect of shark bites.
It is a curse I bear with pride.
Elizabeth said you threatened Magnus pretty directly.
I did. It was, how do you call it? Friendship.
So, an empty threat?
I threaten everyone.
It still seems a little strange.
Spoken by a woman with no friends.
Hey, I have friends.
Young American girl, alone in a foreign country, no parents, no travel companions. Sure, Fisker. Sure you do.
Okay, Gunnar. You spend a lot of time in the pub, don't you? Why?
What kind of a question is that? Am I a lonely little man sitting in the pub crying over a tiny plate of pretty biscuits thinking about all the women I've ever lost and writing it all down in some wimpy little notebook? No! Then I would be Magnus. Me. I am a mountain wolf. I roam the wilds, and I keep my own company. I am a predator.
I'll let you go.
The year was 1783 when lucky fissures opened and vomited fire and smoke onto the land. Thousands perished immediately into the madness, and the sky grew dark and even foreign lands were covered. We called those times the mist hardships, and in that darkness the people of Skipbrot struggled to survive. One night a ship came crashing into harbor. It was the Herlikai. Captain Lawrence and his crew were rescued and taken in. Once ashore, Lawrence explained that he carried with him a mountain of golden treasure. He promised the sheriff, along with his ship's food supplies, in exchange for shelter until winter's end. That winter was darker than ever. No stars shone, and soon even the supplies on the Herlikai ran thin. But even in the middle of that hardship, love bloomed, for Lawrence had fallen in love with Alda, the daughter of the town's founding family. Soon, Lawrence and Alda were wed, and soon after that, the marriage bore a baby girl. Eventually, the poisoned water drew away from the shores, and the fish returned to Skipbrot. Thanks to Lawrence, many more people had survived than in neighboring towns. The townspeople wanted to rebuild their home. They needed money, and fast. They needed the treasure Lawrence had promised them. But Lawrence explained that he would need to sail somewhere else in order to retrieve his promised treasure. The townspeople called Lawrence a liar. They accused him of trying to escape with his new wife and child. They grew angrier and angrier. Soon, a fight had broken out. When the dust cleared, the townspeople looked in horror at what they had done. Alda was no longer breathing. The townspeople carried the heavily injured Lawrence into the inn, intending to banish him once he had recovered from his wounds. But he too passed away, leaving only a diary for his young daughter. That daughter eventually grew, married, and bore a daughter of her own, and so on. Today, Elizabeth is the only remaining descendant of the original Captain Lawrence. But the fabled treasure Lawrence spoke of was never found.
Oh, what a sad story. This is so neat. I wish I could play these. A story about me, written by Sunny June. Haven't seen him in a while.
I didn't think it was possible to be this cold.
Can't you go inside?
They keep asking people to fix this broken heater so I can watch over my ship. You know what Gunnar told me? Freeze for all I care. He is the worst human being.
Maybe I can help you out with that heater then.
Do you know how to do machine things?
I've picked up a few things.
I don't care what they say. You're okay, Nancy Drew. So we're gonna do this middle management style. That is, you do the work and I supervise. Each of those circuit pieces will attach anywhere on this board, but there are special numbers you've got to watch out for. Covered numbers add together to give that piece a total value. If you can use all 5 pieces to hit all 5 target values, the heater will be fixed.
You know, I'm actually not sure that's how electricity works.
Oh yeah? Okay. Where'd you get your PhD in electricitology again?
If you know this much, why haven't you tried to fix it yet?
Hey, if I had to do all the hard thinking around here, you'd be out of a job.
So, where'd you come from?
The United States?
Hey, me too. Where in the U.S.?
South-ish.
I'd just like to get to know you a little.
I went to school, and then I had a job, and then I was married, and then I wasn't. And now I have another job involving definitely legal treasure hunting activities. That's me.
Are you like this with everyone?
Anyone who isn't paying me. If you want to write me a check, I can tell you a sad backstory and we both can pretend it's real.
Sorry, I left my checkbook at the lodge.
Maybe next time then. I mean, are you an open book with every stranger who crosses your path?
Well, no. I guess I don't like to talk about myself much either.
What's your jam? Witness protection program? Arch nemesis?
None of those. I guess it's that I meet so many interesting people, I just feel ordinary by comparison.
Nah, everyone's normal to themselves. People think my job is all glam and adrenaline, but that all got boring years ago. Now it's just 9 to 5 headache involving lots of diplomacy and occasional gunfire. But you, a gal your age working as a sleuth? All on your own? That's admirable.
Thanks. I guess this is my normal. I'm a pretty lucky girl.
Anyways, it's probably for the best that you stay quiet. Don't talk to strangers, kiddo. It's worked out for me.
That was the strangest wiring panel I've ever seen. But I think the heat's on.
Toasty. Feels just like home. By the by, have you been up to Magnus's cabin yet?
He has a cabin? Up in the hills?
Elizabeth keeps a key in her bag. Talk about refusing to let go. But there's no way she'd ever give it to you.
So, I'll need to find a way to get her off that deck.
If I were you, I'd get a little sneaky about it.
So, say there is a treasure. What was it doing on the ship in the first place?
Who knows? Who cares? Money's money.
It just seems fishy is all.
It's Iceland. The economy runs on fish.
So, how long were you working on the ship project?
About 2 years. On and off a bit. Magnus supervised the rebuild. I provided the cash.
Well, that's a long time to hang around in Iceland. Have you been in Skipbrought all that time?
Ha! No. I think the locals would have offed me by now if that were the case. I don't like to stay in one place for too long.
Why's that?
If you stay in one place, people start to need you and feel things about you and all that icky, weird stuff. I'm not really the having friends type.
I'd like to think you and I are on friendly terms.
What is this? Are we gonna hold hands and sing campfire songs now? Get lost, Drew. Find my gold.
Elizabeth seems like she's withholding information.
She still seems pretty intense about Magnus as far as I can tell. And she thinks the treasure belongs to her. I've seen some exes do some pretty wild things when they're going through the stages of grief. That's why when I end a relationship, I just move to a different continent and change my phone number. So much easier than doing the whole breakup thing.
That must be exhausting.
Let's just say I don't really do mailing addresses anymore.
I found a radio on board, but I need a key to turn it on. Can I borrow yours?
Here you go.
Hey, that was easy. Now, how do I operate the thing?
I don't know. I don't have radio experience. I have business experience.
Figures. Well, thanks anyway. Later.
Stay warm.
Hello? Hello? No one's there.
Magnus? Magnus, is that you?
Guess again.
Uh-oh.
Who is this?
Wait, I can explain. I didn't know he was going to go missing, and okay, so I haven't filled out all the daily logs for the guy in months, and yes, okay, so I napped through all of the training videos, but I didn't mean to, and I guess what I'm saying is please don't fire me.
I'm not here to fire you.
So you're not working with my boss?
Nope.
Oh, man, that's a relief. Well, then, this is Control Tower number 32, Operator Alex Lintrong speaking.
Hi, Alex. I'm Nancy. I'm a detective trying to find out more about Magnus.
Magnus. He's gone, isn't he? I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to get in trouble.
What did you hear?
Some pretty messed up stuff. I don't know if I can tell you.
Why not?
Whoever took him, they might come after me too. And if my boss finds out someone went missing on my watch and I didn't report it, look, I need this internship. If I get fired here, I'll be a barista until I die. I'm allergic to coffee, man. I can't go back. I can't go back to that life.
Alex, slow down and stay calm. I need your help. If what you're saying is true, Magnus might be in serious danger. But you don't have to handle this alone.
Okay, I heard Magnus calling in early morning, same as always, just to say hi around 6. Then we started chatting, just like we always do. He was excited about the ship he was piloting. He said it was his baby. He started pulling into Skipbrought Harbor. I heard a voice on board, He went to go check it out, left the radio on. I heard shouting, fighting, then nothing. Just silence.
That's not good. I think this investigation just went from missing persons to abduction.
It's dark out there, and the water's cold. But I know he didn't go on his own. That's why I'm keeping my head down.
Could you hear anything Magnus said?
Something about the ship. That's all I got. I was too scared. Oh, I hope he's okay.
Who are you?
Just a lowly undergrad assigned to a cubicle, a pair of headphones, and a computer. I'm here on an internship for my maritime psychology degree. My parents said I'd never find a paying job. Shows them. Me and Magnus, we were kind of buddies. We never met or anything, but whenever he'd radio in, he always wanted to chat. Not a lot of people want to chat with the intern.
Are you from around here?
Nope. Massachusetts.
So, what are you doing here?
Whoa. Deep. I gotta think about that one. I mean, what are any of us doing in this crazy messed up world, you know?
No, I mean in Iceland, in a control tower, that stuff.
Oh, that! I work in the harbor controller's office. I keep track of ship movement and speak with anyone taking a ship to harbor in Iceland.
What can you tell me about Magnus?
He's totally weird. Good weird. Not serial killer weird. He's one of those people who rarely speaks, but when they do, it's the most interesting thing you've heard in days. He bottles up thoughts and distills them.
Oh, interesting. What on earth is a maritime psychology degree?
I have a 30-page thesis answering exactly that question, but it can all be boiled down to 2 words. Sailor feelings.
Oh, interesting. What did you mean by daily logs earlier?
There are these logs I'm supposed to fill out whenever a vessel passes through us.
So, are they filled out?
Kind of. I turned one sheet into an homage to my relationship with my mom, another into the super cool drawing of a whale. I haven't been keeping tabs on vessels as well as I should be.
How cool are we talking?
The coolest! I actually stapled it to my cubicle wall, and regardless, I don't have any records of Magnus going through our waters.
Have you met Dagny?
Is that the super mercenary one? Always freezing, kinda sassy?
Sounds like her.
She used to call me all the time. Always tried to get information about Magnus's plans to come in and out of harbor. Joke's on her. I'm so disorganized, I can't match my sock colors, let alone keep records of Magnus's charting. She always wanted to know when he'd be gone. I never told her, obviously.
What was she trying to do in his absence?
No clue. But I did some internet stalking on her, one of my many talents. I found out she's wanted in the States for skimming some cash off a treasure find in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, that explains why she's been hanging around in Iceland, I guess. Can you tell me about Elizabeth?
Ah, the infamous Seta.
Seta?
It means cutie.
Oh, a pet name.
I know, total barf, right? The hours I spent listening to that guy alternatively complain about her and pine for her. I could write novels. Talk about star-crossed lovers.
They've broken up now.
Yeah, that's the last thing he told me before he went missing. You know, the longer I talk, the more suspicious that sounds.
What do you know about Soren?
That guy who runs the festival?
Yes.
He's worked with us a few times. Always seems like there's something just under the surface with that one. Cheerful and yet angry. Or bitter. Like he was holding something back. They say Icelanders never forget a grudge.
They do.
And by they, I actually just mean me.
Any other information for me?
Not really. Mostly I just kick it in this cubicle and keep my Tall Ships lifestyle blog updated. It's called Ship Facts. Want to hear about it?
Well, sure. Educate me.
Okay. Ship Fact. The forecastle on a ship refers to the upper forward deck of a sailing ship, but it's pronounced forecastle.
Why's that?
Try pronouncing it like an English sailor with no formal education. Forecastle. Forecastle. Over time it whittled down. Get it?
Hey, that's pretty neat. I need a way to distract someone on board this ship.
So you can do what exactly?
Snoop through their stuff?
Hey, at least you're honest about it. Acceptance is the first step to healing. Yeah, I can help.
What do I do?
Hold up, Klepto. I've got a favor to ask first.
Okay, name your price.
There's a lighthouse near Skipbrook. You can probably see it from town. But the light's busted right now. If you can get up there and fix that light, it means I can stay here at HQ with my cup of tea and giant snuggle blanket.
I'll give it a whirl.
My cell number is 978-555-0139. Give me a call when you're standing in front of the light. I'll tell you what to do next.
I'll let you go.
Bye!
Ned Nickerson, at your service.
It's me.
Whoa, you actually called.
Hey, don't sound so surprised.
No, it's a good thing. Trust me, I'm happy. Bert's over and we're just watching the game.
Hey, tell Nancy I say hi.
Bert says hi.
Hi, Bert. Hope you two are having fun.
Did she say hi back?
Yes, Nancy also says hi.
How's she doing? I haven't seen her in forever.
Bert wants to know how you're... okay, wait, what am I, a megaphone? This is girlfriend-boyfriend chat time, dude. Whew. Now then, how's it going? What'd you want to talk about?
So, you asked for a souvenir.
Oh, right. I did, didn't I? I'm not totally sure what an Icelandic souvenir is, honestly.
Right now I'm thinking something cool.
I get it. 'Cause it's Iceland.
Pun not intended this time.
Are we talking cool or Nancy fanny pack Drew cool?
Are you saying I'm uncool?
No, nope, definitely not.
Okay, let's go with Nancy Cool then.
Sure, I'm always down for Nancy Cool. Surprise me. Speaking of surprises, I have something for you too. I guess it should have been a tip-off you'd forgotten about the anniversary when you didn't go, rummaging through my closet for your gift.
I did that?
You don't remember? 2 years ago? And the year before that, I had to put it in my dad's wall safe, and you still cracked the code? I swear you're like a human bloodhound or something.
Sorry, I'm not really good with surprises. Are you going to tell me what it is this time?
Nope. In fact, this one didn't even need a safe. Guess you'll have to wait and see.
Everyone in this town hates me.
Come on, Nancy. I'm sure they don't hate you.
Well, they hate the questions I'm asking, that's for sure.
Nah, look at it this way. You know those shows on the Nature Channel about animal behavior?
Sure.
There's this awesome new one called Bear vs. Wasp. Bert and I are totally hooked. Spoiler alert, the bears win. But one of the coolest things you see is the pre-bear wasp behavior. Wasps have to lay their eggs inside moth larvae, so they're all fighting like crazy over the best larva they can find. They're killing each other right and left. And then suddenly a bear comes along and wham! Just takes a chunk out of their hive. And suddenly the wasps don't care about the larva anymore. They're all about this crazy bear invader. They unite against the bear. Because a wasp fighting another wasp is an individualized threat, but a bear fighting a wasp is a threat to the entire hive's safety. You know what I mean?
I think you just compared me to a bear.
A really cute bear.
Thanks.
What I mean is, in a small town, the hive has a set order. Anything which might disrupt that order is a bigger enemy than any internal arguments. So it's not you, and it's not your fault. They're just acting on instinct.
For some weird reason, that actually makes me feel better. Thanks, Ned. What's Bert doing over there?
I didn't tell you? Bert's my new roommate.
Doesn't Bert already have a roommate? What happened?
Oh, man. His roommate started getting really into buying eggs.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No, I mean fertilized eggs. Like for chicken breeding. Have you ever seen a dorm room full of chickens?
You know, I really can't say I have.
It's a life experience, let me tell you. Anyways, the rooster calls at dawn got to be a little much. Bert's a bit noise sensitive, you know, and he decided to move out. We have a vacancy in our house, so he's living at my pad now. We also apparently have a new pet chicken.
Yeah, but just one.
Yeah, just one. I put a hard limit on that.
It sounds like fun. What's the chicken's name?
We're still debating on it. He's a feisty one. Got any suggestions?
Something silly?
Nancy says silly.
He kind of looks like a Jimmy to me.
You can't call a chicken Jimmy. That's my coach's name. It'd be weird.
Too late, he's a Jimmy.
Okay. We'll call it a work in progress.
Hey, I like that name.
Anyways, that's how Bert and I started living together, to make a long story short.
About the guy who went missing.
Is he Icelandic?
Yes, his name is Magnus, and he's one of the people who's been looking for the treasure.
So, did he get kidnapped or disappear on his own?
That's the million-dollar question. What I do know, he's been piecing this mystery together for years now, longer than anyone else.
Well, if you follow his tracks, they'll probably lead you to him either way. If you pay extra attention to any clues that came from Magnus, they might spell something out.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Blaseth.
Has anyone checked Magnus's cabin?
No. I wanted to.
But you didn't, or can't?
Soren won't let anyone up there.
His cabin might give me a lead on his location. Can you help me find a way in?
No, this town takes care of its own. Our problems are ours, no one else's.
I heard something about your family line in connection to the ship. Do you feel you have a claim to it?
It's true. The ship is mine, and everything on it. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was the original captain.
So what did you think of the restoration project then?
She is a beautiful ship, truly. But her history is stained with blood. Even though the treasure is rightfully mine, this fairy tale chasing business seems wrong. I thought the restoration would unite the town, but all it's done is drive us further apart.
So, technically, if a treasure were to be found, it would belong to you.
Family. People. That's what matters. The rest is useless noise.
I heard the story about your family.
I grew up with so much anger. I couldn't believe people would do that to one another.
People do strange things when money's on the line. I'd think they could bury the hatchet and move on. I guess not.
Nothing is ever buried here. Just sleeping. And sometimes it awakens in unexpected ways.
You spend a lot of time here. Don't you have somewhere else to be?
No, I'm still on festival duty. In case of a ship emergency, I'm responsible. This vessel is an antique. Things break suddenly, and it's hard to hear the alarm from the harbor.
I see. Interesting. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Looks like this dinghy's in good shape. I wonder who owns it. The motor's busted. Can't take it anywhere like this. Blindly playing mechanic could get me seriously hurt. I need to figure out how to fix it first.
Oh, hello there.
Do you have anything which might help with my investigation?
If I'm not in town, I'm always locked up in here. I do have some very nice pamphlets, though. The Pamphlet Lovers Journal rated them a 9-star out of 10. I put them together myself. Here's one for your troubles.
Well, it's hard to turn down an award-winning pamphlet. I'll see if I can make use of this. Thanks, Soren. What are your thoughts on the treasure rumor?
Ah, the treasure. X marks the headache. When I heard someone wanted to seriously search for it, I was overjoyed. Maybe I'd stop hearing about it for once. I sold the exploration rights in exchange for Ms. Silva funding the ship rebuild.
Do you have any interest in the treasure?
Certainly. All of us have tried looking for it, even Gunnar, though he'll deny it. Alas, I cannot speak for my treasure hunting abilities. Though I often go scavenging for lost artifacts in the hillsides, I have yet to succeed in finding anything aboard the Hurlikide.
Were people upset you sold the exploration rights?
Oh, absolutely rabid, especially Gunnar. But I've long since learned that they'll hate anything I do. If I so much as cough in the wrong direction, I've got a mob of angry citizens on my porch. So enough with their complaints. If they feel such rage about it, they can come talk it out with me over a nice cuppa. They won't, of course.
Did you lock Magnus's cabin?
Yes. No one should be going in there until the authorities search everything.
Why not call the police?
Believe me, I want to, but I live life one step away from an angry mob on my doorstep. Why do you think I stay in the culture center?
I don't mind getting in trouble. What if I help you? I'll call them up myself.
Nancy, please. If you were to do that, you'd be tarred and feathered faster than you can say, Eja fjättla jokul. In these parts, vigilante efforts are very much the norm. Even if the police were to come in, no one would talk. I hate to admit it, but it's up to the two of us to crack this case.
Goodbye.
Well, on with it. Oh, that's a nice one.